Good morning, welcome to the Morning JB Show. I am your host, James Borman. If you are coming through, please do drop a like, drop me a comment, let me know what you think of the content, let me know with the video, if it resonates with you, if it helps you, if it adds value. Happy VE Day. Don't forget, 11 o'clock today, 2 minutes silence. Very important to remember some of the most important people that's ever graced this planet and the sacrifice they made. So do not forget that at 11 o'clock. How's everything going? Hope you are good. Look at this beautiful morning. Absolute stunner. Jesse, Digby, come here. Honestly, every time I go live, they fuck me over. Wankers. So listen, today I want to talk about the process from going from A to B, and then if you're lucky, maybe C. So I'm going to put it in this context first. I want you to think about when you first started driving. All right, you used to kind of probably be interested around 15, 16 about driving. You like the thought of having your own car, having your own freedom. But then you're kind of looking at your parents and thinking, how the fuck do those pedals work? How on earth do you change gear? How on earth do you start up the car? Where's the lights? Where's the indicator? There's so much to think about. It's so fucking overwhelming that you just don't know where to start, right? So then you start the process and you're in the car with your dad or your mum and they're teaching you how to drive, as well as the instructors that you've got hired. And you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, am I going to get a car through this gap? Which you could probably fit a tank through. But when you start the process of driving, you don't feel like you do have that much space, okay, between the gaps. You keep stalling the car. The whole process is overwhelming and frustrated. But then after about 3 to 4 weeks, you start to feel a little bit more comfortable in the car. You feel more comfortable behind the wheel. You figure out how to change those gears. You get a little bit better at knowing and understanding the road awareness. Then after about 8 weeks, you think you're fucking Lewis Hamilton, right? You're driving around and feeling confident, and you're like, you got your Ford XR3i, or like I used to have my Ford XR3i with I got a 5 on it, and my mum stressing out next to me, sitting right next to me, right, and getting me through it. Then 3 months pass, and then suddenly you've passed your test, and suddenly driving becomes second nature to you. Changing gears, reverse parking, driving long distances, filling up the car with petrol, the whole process. Everything that you used to think 3 months ago that was impossible has suddenly become second nature. It's part of your DNA. It's part of your lifestyle. You do it without thinking. It becomes automatic neurologically. Now, I want you to think very much about your momentum in terms of your journey. Now, for many people, gaining age in life, like us, if you like, or wherever we are in our journey in life, I kind of feel that we have to learn to re-educate ourselves how to live our lives again. Because we're brought up in a certain way of how to live our lives. We go through college and university, and then we end up getting through this point of our lives where we don't understand a lot of the things that are going on in our head, our well-being, the overwhelm, the overthinking, the stress, the identity crisis that we're having about ourselves. We're not sure where we're going, all right? So I kind of feel that we have to re-educate ourselves how to live. I know that that's something that I've had to do. I've had to re-educate myself how to take control of my time, my energy, my priority, the way that I live my life. It's kind of a re-education. And when I started that process, I was like that person. I was like the 17-year-old version of myself again when I was thinking about learning to drive. It was all very overwhelming. I didn't think it was ever going to be possible. I didn't know what stages to take or what the process was going to be. But I just started, right? And if you think about my mentor at the time that helped me bring me through, he was kind of like my driving instructor. So he was guiding me, directing me, coaching me, supporting me along the way. And slowly, just like learning to drive, things started to become normal. Being up at, watching the sunrise come up right there at 5 o'clock in the morning, getting up at 4:15, doing a solid morning routine. Now my morning routine 3 years ago, started at 7 o'clock in the morning. It now starts at 4:15 in the morning. I haven't pressed snooze for 2 years. Doing this morning routine is the same as driving. It just happens. It's neurological. It's habit-based. It's a routine that is set in my brain that's non-negotiable. I don't have to think about it. It just happens. And that is a culmination of 1% wins over a 2-year period, 2, 3, even 4-year period. And just like we learn the motor skills of driving, we learn those skills in life. Then we start building on it. We start building momentum. And that's the process that I think that many people miss. Is they want their driving license immediately. They want the Ford XR3i with loonies, I've got 5 on it, cruising down the road, impressing the chicks now. When what you have to do is learn how to change the gears in your life, how to find the indicators, get the road awareness. We have to go through the coping mechanisms, the resilience, the resistance. We have to go through the whole process of learning. And by doing it 1% every single time. And then we might get to B. So whatever B is, that's our goal. So for me, 2 years ago, I wanted mornings to myself. I didn't want to be committed to anything. 2 years later, we're here. I'm not saying it has to take you that long. But as long as you start the process, it's not unachievable to make this second nature, to make this a part of your lifestyle. And then once you get to B, you can then maybe go to C. And you can only get to C once you've been to B. You can't go from A to C, missing out B. You have to take the fundamental steps. You can't get your license unless you figure out how to change gear, how to figure to turn the car on, how to figure how to reverse. You can't do that. You can't skip past pieces. You have to go through the fundamentals if you're ever going to change the way you think, act, and deliver. And that, for me, guys, is how you slowly become an elite operator in life over time. Elite operator in the things that you say, in the things that you do, in the way that you conduct yourself, in your mannerisms, in your habits, in your routines, in your structure, in leaving a legacy when we pass, when we've all passed. That's how we do it. We start by just getting in the car, turning on the ignition and saying, let's get to B. All right, amigos, there's a link on here. It's the priority list. It's where I update people on my content. Okay, I only send it out Monday and Friday. If you're on it, at the start of each month, you're in with the chance of winning a free place on my 28-day man-made project. You've got to be in it to win it. So the next draw is the 1st of June. The next course is the 1st of June. So we'll give a free place away. Make sure you're on the list. Have an amazing weekend. Don't forget your 2 minute silence today. And I'll see you at 8 o'clock for morning workout.